to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic, all the way from the Gold Coast. If you thought I was giggling a little bit at the beginning of the show, it's because of a song that's been in my producer's head since last weekend. One of my favourite, all-time favourites by the Partridge Family and David Cassidy, I woke up in love this morning. So it's a nice way to start the show, isn't it, being in love with everyone and all our friends and family around the world. So to get onto the serious side of the show, this week the Simply Tarot card of the week is the Five of Cups. Now, a lot of people look at this card and think, oh my goodness, I don't think I like this one. Looks a bit doomy and gloomy. It is the card of money losses. Now, when we talk about money losses, that doesn't mean you're going to be robbed. That just means the spending or letting go of money. And I think all of us have had a few money losses recently. We've all had extra expenses as inflation seems to be raging around the world. So that's what that card means, is extra spending. All is not lost. If you look behind you, maybe you've got something to salvage. So you can see he's looking at the 3 cups on the ground spilt, but there's 2 cups behind him, which means there is still something to salvage. There is things that you can do or change in your life to maybe make the money losses or the spending of money a little bit less. Sometimes I think we're forced into situations when we've got a shortage of money, we start to look around for ways that we can save or not invest as much of our hard-earned cash in things that may be a little bit frivolous, or we look for different deals with our phone providers or our utility bills, things like that. It's a time to reassess the budget. When I see this card, I think of, okay, what ways can I look at maybe saving a few dollars here and not spending as much money? And I love spending as much as everyone else, but sometimes we have to rein it in a little bit. So that's what that card means. We've got a very big astrological sort of forecast this week because there's so much going on. It's sort of rather quite exciting. We've got the sun sitting in Leo at the moment. So happy birthday to all the darling Leos around the world who love to get out there and strut their stuff and say, aren't I important? Look at me. And they do it in a loving sort of way. It's no surprise that many actors and actresses are born under the sign of Leo, or performers in general, because they really do love to perform. It is natural to them. The world is their stage. They don't necessarily need a stage to perform on. They perform every single day. But we have the sun in Leo is actually making a wonderful aspect at the moment to Jupiter. Now, when we talk about a trine in astrology, that means it's an easy aspect. It's something that's flowing. It means that your life should be sort of going along quite nicely. So at the moment, the sun is trine Jupiter, but Jupiter is actually retrograde or going backwards in the sign of Aries. So when we look at trines, we're usually saying that the 2 planets in question are usually, general rule of thumb, in the same sort of energy. They're in fire signs, or they're in water, or they're in earth, or they're in air. In this case, they're in fire. So with the sun in Leo wanting to make you get out there and strut your stuff, and Jupiter's the planet of luck and opportunity and expansion. Now, Jupiter in sitting in Aries is saying, okay, this is the time to thrust yourself forward. Now, I'm saying this for all the signs, but it's obviously more prevalent for Leos and Aries. But it means all of us can come under this umbrella at the moment. If we need to get out there and strut our stuff, now's the time to do that. If you're looking for a pay rise, or you're looking to make improvements in your life, or get somebody to notice you, now is the time. But just be a little bit aware with Jupiter in Aries, where it's very much a me first. It's me that's got to get up off the couch and make this happen. No one else can make it happen for me. We're the ones that need to push ourselves forward. But we also have to be aware with any planet that's going retrograde, it's asking us to take gently, softly approach. It's not saying it's bad. It's just saying don't go in there with full gusto and hit somebody over the head with the frying pan to get attention. Go in on a more gentle approach, that you're coming in still with confidence, but you're also coming in on an approach that is more appealing. You're not coming in as bombastic and like the bull in the china shop and here I am and I've destroyed everything on the way in. You're coming in an elegant appearance. You're making a nice appearance, but it's an appearance that people won't forget. So make sure that if you are going for that pay rise, or you're needing to get noticed in some way, that you do it in an elegant and graceful way, not in a bombastic way. And that way that you will gain more out of this opportunity. For many people, it's time now where people are looking at maybe changing a job, or maybe looking to get more noticed in a job than what they have been. If you feel that it's your time to shine and you feel that you've put in the hard yards and you should be getting more financial rewards or more recognition out of the job, now is the time to push yourself forward. But again, as I said, do it in an elegant, graceful sort of way, in a way that, yes, you're noticed, but you're not noticed as the one that's, oh, and here comes that pest again. We don't want that. We want it to, you be noticed in a way that they say, oh, I hadn't noticed them before. I didn't realise they had so much ability. I didn't realise they could bring this to the table. So it's a time to sort of make everybody shine, or make yourself shine particularly. We have Mercury, also the planet of communication, is sitting in Leo. So this is a time where people do want to do a little bit of a song and dance and blow their own trumpet. And as I said before, this adds to what's happening with the Sun trine Jupiter. Make sure that, you know, if you're going to come in and make an interest, you do it in a nice, positive way that people sort of really want to see more of you. They don't necessarily go, oh, no, here they come again. So again, communication is key, but it's key in a way that we do it in a graceful, elegant sort of manner, that we're really leaving somebody with a lovely memory, something that they want more of. We have a plethora of planets sitting in Taurus. Now, Taurus is the planet, is the energy of where we look for stability, security, financial security in our lives. It's where we look for the stuff that is very personal, that's ours. It's what's mine's mine and what's yours is mine. Quite often when we talk about the Taurian energy, the Taurus energy doesn't like to share. Everything that's in front of them is theirs, and so is the rest of everything that's around them. So that's okay. But we have here, we have the North Node, which is one of the moon's nodes, is actually showing us the way forward. Now, when we talk about the North Node, it's what we're aspiring to or what we're trying to achieve. Now, with the North Node here, it's asking us to try and find a way through the maze at the moment that could happen very quickly, because it's conjunct Uranus, the planet of opportunity, the planet that's like the bolt of lightning, things that come out of nowhere. And it's sort of saying, I can show you the way forward very, very quickly with the things that are important to you or are important to your family and your friends. But you also have to be aware of that Uranus is conjunct Mars, the planet of action. So we've got the planet of opportunity and sudden opportunities and things coming out of nowhere. We've got the planet of action, or the planet of war, as sometimes people affectionately know Mars as. I like to think of Mars as your adrenaline kick, the reasons why you get out of bed of a morning, that gives you that little boost of energy that says, yes, I can do anything, I'm indestructible, I can really make my dreams come true. So we're being shown the way forward. Now, whether or not that's coming through dreams, whether it's coming through our own intelligence or a feeling or something that we've had or something that's coming towards us, that we've just got this very strong feeling that we can't shake, and we do a little bit more exploring of the facts and the figures and start to put together a little project and say, yes, this is very feasible. Well, we now have the opportunity, I think, to sort of present some of those ideas or to make some of these opportunities happen, provided we make sure that we keep our feet firmly planted on the ground. We make sure that this is really beneficial. It's not one of those flash in the pans, get rich quick schemes, that this is something that can be sustained over a long period of time, because anything that's connected with Taurus wants stability. It wants longevity. It wants something that's going to last a very long time. It doesn't want something that's quick here today and gone tomorrow. That's not the Taurus energy at all. So we need to make sure that we take it slowly, we thoroughly research it, that we're ready to jump forward when we need to, and we're ready to spring into action at a moment's notice when we need to, because we have done our homework, we have got a solid foundation which we're springboarding from, and that enables us to make the most of the opportunities that are coming our way. Now, that to me sits hand in hand with what I spoke about with the energy in Leo and the trine to Jupiter. So we've got opportunities that are coming out of nowhere. For politicians, that may not be a nice answer for them, that, you know, things are coming out of nowhere and taking them a little bit by surprise, and they've got to start rethinking their policies or their strategies or where they thought their policies were going to take them. But for us mere mortals, the rest of us here on the planet, this is a very exciting time where many things can happen, but it's things that we've worked hard towards, things that we've really given a lot of research to. It's not just going to come out of nowhere just because it can. It has to be something that you can really instigate and put into your life, that you can bring great benefit to you and can also bring you financial security for the future. That is really important. It's a time to shore up our finances for the future now. We've got Venus, the planet of love and affection, is sitting in darling little Cancer. So for anybody that's seeking love at the moment, it's a time to sort of look at love in a more gentle sort of approach. Maybe you need to stick close to home. It's not the time to be really branching out of areas that, you know, are foreign to you or going to new places. You need to go to places where you feel very comfortable, where you feel right at home, because that's when your light's going to shine on you, that you're going to attract somebody that is feeling the same way, that's feeling very secure at where they are and what stage they're at in their lives. And that makes for a good connection and the beginning of a beautiful journey together. We have the moon, the emotional planet, is conjunct or holding hands, the part of fortune in Libra. Now, that doesn't mean that's where we're going to find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Why I'm bringing that up is, even though the moon moves very quickly and only stays in a sign for 2.5 days, when it's conjunct one of the Arabian parts, I feel it's important to bring it up because it explains to us why our emotions might be bouncing all over the place. One minute you're feeling very positive, and then the next minute you're feeling, oh, no, that's not maybe such a great idea. And then all of a sudden it's sort of back into the orbit again, and it's sort of seesawing all over the place. It's trying to find the truth, I think, in the emotions that are swimming through your head and through your body at the moment. It's trying to bring some sort of balance into that and sort of saying, okay, out of all this gamut of emotions that we've got seesawing around us at the moment, what are the important bits? What are the bits that we need to take out of this? What are the bits that are really resonating with us, that are our own real truth, the things that we are really aspiring to, the things that are going to bring us great joy or help thrust us forward in our lives, and let's discard the rest. It's like a slideshow. It's like so many things that are being shown to you, but we might only pick one out of every 100 slides and start to put together a jigsaw puzzle that way. So be aware of that. Your mind might seem very active. For some people, it's going to almost feel like a full moon and you can't sleep because there's just so much going through your head. You wake up in the morning and you feel like you've already done a day's work. You probably have during the night, with, thought patterns and things that are coming into your life being shown to you and sort of, in record speed. So just be aware of that for the next 24, 48 hours. There may be a little bit of a feeling of, everything just seems to be sort of spinning out of control at the moment. It's not necessarily out of control. Just take the important bits out of what's coming into your mind. We still have Saturn sitting in Aquarius, so it's going to be there for still some time. So we've still got to, look at what restrictions might be in our lives. How can we find those light bulb moments to improve things and start to bring about some very definite positive changes in our life? We've still got Pluto sitting in Capricorn, been there since 2008, there till 2024. Last stages of Pluto really sort of having an effect with our weather systems at the moment all around the world. It's really asking us to take climate change seriously. And as you can see, the political landscape seems to be changing around the world too. People are asking more questions and wanting a little bit more than the two political parties. People are starting to look outside that and look for new innovation in their politicians leading forward. So we're living in some very interesting times. We're going to talk with Brandy now in Mensa in Arizona. Are you there, Brandy?
Yes.
Do you have a question I can work with, please, Brandy?
Yeah, I just want to know if my father is following me on my spiritual path.
If your brother, is that what you said?
My father, yes.
Oh, your father, I beg your pardon. Yes, he is. So I'm taking it from that your father's no longer with us here anymore?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Was there sort of some unanswered questions around his passing? Because he's showing me 2 question marks, as if there was something that you questioned or something that didn't make sense or it happened too quickly or something like that, because he's saying to me those questions will never be answered. So stop investing time on that. He feels that there's more important things that you need to be focusing on at the moment, like where you're going and what you need to be taking as the next steps in your life. I know you said about a spiritual path. The spiritual path to me, can have many different meanings. Everybody has a different reason for why they use the word spiritual. Some people look at that as being very religious. Other people look at that as being, quite psychic, starting to learn to listen to their own inner voice and try and be a better person. That's what I felt it meant to you, that you were trying to be a better person and live your best life. Is that what you're aiming for?
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah, I thought so. And your dad's saying to me that's more where your focus should be, not on how he passed or what could have changed or could we bought him any more time. He's saying to me, just leave that alone. I don't think that that's the mystery that needs to be solved. Does that make sense to you?
I think this is my stepfather
Right.
that
Okay.
you're picking up on, and not my biological father.
Okay. Well, he was
But
coming
yes, it
through as
does
a
make
father
sense what
to
you're
me.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm
okay. Well,
sorry?
he was coming through. He was pushing in, sort of saying, that this was really
Yes.
important. And it was, but why the two question marks? Does that relate to him, or is that symbolizing the two fathers?
Maybe it could possibly be the two fathers. I'm actually
Okay.
inquiring about my birth father, or my biological
Yeah.
father, who passed over 20 years ago.
Yeah, but maybe when they showed me at the very beginning of the connection, the two question marks, maybe they were showing me the solidarity of the two of them together, helping you together find the answers that you
Oh, I
need
see.
for you. Yeah, so I think, I do think what he told me about his passing is very appropriate too, and that's your stepfather. But I think I'm now going to look at the two question marks as the two dads standing side by side, helping you find the answers to your life and your journey as you move forward on this spiritual journey. Have you taken up the study of something like tarot or astrology or numerology or something like that? What have you
Tarot.
taken up?
Tarot.
You're on tarot. Okay. They're showing me that you need to stick with that, but they were also showing me what I like to term as one of the sciences. So I put numerology, astrology, palmistry, that sort of thing is in as one of the sciences. They were showing me that that was the next step. It's not saying that the tarot's not right. They're saying to me that there can be another layer or another genre that we can work with as well that will help give you more answers as well. You're a very practical, logical sort of person, Brandy, and I think you're going to need that, sort of like that proof, and that's what those sort of things can give you, particularly astrology. I'm not really au fait with
Yeah, I've been
numerology
looking
or
into astrology
because
recently.
it's proof. Yeah, it's backed up with science. So there is a series of books that are out there in the marketplace that are lesson format astrology called The Only Way to Learn Astrology by March and McGeevis. They've been in the marketplace for a very long time now. They're two American astrology teachers that wrote a series of books to teach yourself. In my opinion, they're the best in the marketplace today. So if you want a starting point, that would be where I'd start.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, but I know you're on the right path. You're going to get more and more strong feelings about things. It's going to become very automatic, like getting up of a morning and brushing your hair and cleaning your teeth. It's just going to be, you're just going to have a knowing. Don't argue with yourself about that. If you just know something, you know it. You don't always have to have some way that you can prove it in black and white or living colour that that's how you know it. It's just a knowing. And that's when your psychic ability starts to become natural and become something that becomes part of your everyday life. And that's what they're showing me you're very close to now. It's just the logical part of your mind has been questioning that too much. And it's like, well, how can that be? I need proof. And I understand that. But sometimes you've just got to have that leap of faith and go with it. If it's driving you nuts, then it's real. If it's just something that's just come in and out of your mind, then it may just be that coming in and out of your mind. It may not necessarily be the thing or the situation we need to focus on. But if something is literally driving you mad, then you know that's the message that they're trying to share with you to get you to take notice of. And that will become easier as time goes by. You'll start to see signs in lots of different places. Like, you'll be driving down the street, that says that's 21st Street, and all of a sudden you see the word flower instead. That'll be them giving you a message. Or, you could be watching a movie and all of a sudden 3 words in the movie will be the answer to the question you've had. So just look for unusual or abnormal signs, because there will be things that I think are going to come from the two fathers They both had a wonderful sense of humour, but both very different. And I think at times one will try and push the other one out of the road to be the one that's giving the best messages today. So, but did they know each other in real life or not?
They did. They did.
Yeah. But they seem to have this really good friendship on the other side that,
That's weird because they didn't have one on this side.
Yeah, but I think they've got something that they want to, you're the common denominator now. They just want to see you shine. So they've joined forces to make your life a lot easier. So that's good, Brandy. That's where we're going to have to leave it, sweetie. I wish you every success with your venture in tarot and astrology. We're going to speak with Annette now in Phoenix City in Alabama. Are you there, Annette?
Howdy.
Hi, Annette. Do you have a question I can work with, please, sweetie?
Yes, I'm going to get what I really absolutely need, my license so I can drive my new car.
Oh, good. What sort of new car did you buy, Annette?
It's a PT Cruiser. It's a used one, PT Cruiser.
Oh, sounds lovely. What colour?
Oh, I love them. I love little cars.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So your life seems to be moving forward now, Annette, after a long period of time where you were sort of really pushing to try and get things to change in your life, and now it sort of all seems to be flowing, does it not?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So is there a move of residence on the horizon too, Annette?
No, not for me, no. My brother wanted me to, but no.
Okay, well, don't be surprised if he doesn't bring it up again.
He will.
Yeah, and he's going to be very convincing. He believes he's very convincing in his argument for the reasons for you to move. I don't feel that you should be pressured into that. Unless you feel that that's right for you, I'd gracefully decline that. They weren't necessarily showing me that you had to move. They were just showing me the potential of a move or someone trying to talk you into it. But I felt that you were quite comfortable where you were, and I feel that, you seem to be in better health now than you've been in for a very long time. And that doesn't mean you're ready to run a marathon, but you just, whatever you've been doing to work on your health, seems to be, it's paying off, and that's a good thing. It took a long time.
I ask you one more question?
Yes, certainly, sweetie.
I would like to know who my real father is.
Okay, sweetie, that's something that I can't really answer for you. What I can tell you, no, but what I can tell you, because don't forget this show goes around the world and we don't necessarily want the whole world knowing all your business, is that the person that you believe in your heart of hearts, the person that you were most drawn to, the one that you felt could have potentially been your biological father, to me is the one.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Not necessarily what other people told you or what other people have sort of tried to push you in a different direction. In your heart of hearts, you knew. You felt it. Knew the connection. And that's the one I want you to focus on. That's the truth, regardless of what anybody else has said.
He's passed, but I'm just happy knowing he was my real dad. I'm very happy.
No, I knew he wasn't here with us anymore, but I just wanted to reaffirm with you without, giving, physical descriptions and things like that, that you knew who it was. And no matter who in the family tried to tell you differently or friends or whatever, you just knew. There was a knowing. It was just deep inside your soul. You knew. And that's who it is. He's around you all the time. He's given me a beautiful big bunch of pink roses to give to you. That's his way of saying he loves you. And he's really pleased that you've worked the jigsaw out. You've worked the puzzle out. He's so proud. So when you see that something out of the corner of your eye and you turn around and there's nothing there, that's him. That's him just letting you know he's there.
Oh.
But he loves you, and he's sorry that he didn't step up and come forward, and it was a different time, a different era.
Exactly.
But it didn't stop him loving you, and it didn't stop him sort of, trying to find out from a distance how you were going and what was going on in your life. It was just, it wasn't meant to be. That love story wasn't meant to be, but it didn't mean that your parents didn't love each other. It just wasn't the right time. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Okay, Annette, that's where we're going to leave Annette and her brand new car, her new car that she's got coming up, and her life unfolding in a very positive way. We've come to the end of the show again. The show goes very, very quickly. It's been an interesting week around the world as we see all the political leaders making decisions and, you know, the death of one of the terrorists in the world and things like that. I mean, I'm sure that's a good thing, but in other ways I sort of wonder what aftermath that's going to create for, you know, taking out a terrorist, which is important in some ways, but then you've got to look at how people are going to retaliate from that neck of the woods as well. And there is so much unrest around the world at the moment. I think the most we can do is try and be peaceful, try and get on with our own lives and try and make the best decisions that we can make and not get too caught up in the negativity that is in the news cycle that seems to be changing every few seconds. This week I want to leave you with a song that I know is going to drive my producer really mad, but it's a song that I came across the other day and I hadn't heard it in a very, very long time, and it takes us back to 1965 and the Statler Brothers and Flowers on the Wall. So if you get a chance, Google that song, put it on your device and listen to the song. It's got very pretty words. And it's a very uplifting song, and I think it's very apt for now. I think we can all do with some flowers on the wall. My producer's saying he knows it very, very well, and he's not going to be real happy because it's going to go around in his head for the next 24 hours. But it might be better than I Think I Love You and David Cassidy. It was in Pulp Fiction, the movie. Well, there you go. It's one of the movies I've never seen. It didn't really appeal to me, but there's lots of songs that have been placed into movies that sometimes you think might be, wouldn't have been your choice to put it there, but they were. So until next week, enjoy Flowers on the Wall, and don't forget, we know we love you. Bye for now.